This is Callum Smiles for Callum Smiles Media, and I am here in the south of Ireland covering Derek Bligh's European Parliament campaign. Now, I've decided to come here to cover Derek's campaign because I find the political system in Ireland very interesting. Whereas in the likes of the UK and the United States, with the whole idea of postal and mail-in ballots, people are becoming very disillusioned with the political system and how they no longer feel they can actually vote in the change they want or vote out the people they don't want in charge. Here in Ireland, it's much more difficult to do that. So in theory, the idea of voting for those things is very much a possibility. And having been here covering the immigration issue multiple times, I find Derek Blighe to be a very interesting man. He's not a politician, yet he's wanting to be in a very powerful political position for what I truly believe to be the benefit of not just his local community, but his entire country and for the rest of Europe. So I've come here to follow him as he does what he does, as he campaigns on the streets, and to really try and get a feel for what people here think when it comes to Derek and his message that you can't quite get on social media.
Immediately, it is clear to see Derek's energy. Straight from picking me up from Cork Airport, we went straight on his campaign trail, starting in Cork city centre. Derek has a loud and proud, brash way of doing things and doesn't hold back from letting the political establishment know he is there.
Remember the ones who sold you out on June 7th? And remember the ones who stood by your side?
Our first canvas stop was Knocknaheeny, a suburb of Cork. Truth be told, I didn't quite know what to expect. Online, Derek has those who love him and those who hate him. So to see how he would be received in the street was anyone's guess. Safe to say, I was very surprised to see everyone he spoke to had time to hear him out. Not only did they appear to want to listen to what he had to say, they also seemed invested in his dream for the future of Ireland.
Good stuff, lads. I appreciate it. Yeah. Will you do me a favour?
Yeah.
Will you spread the word around
I will, of course.
Right, and tell people. I'll go over to you for a second. The door with my head on it. I know I used to make you look at it all over again.
Next up, Derek wanted to go back to his old stomping ground because according to him, the government's mass immigration policies are hitting these communities the hardest.
I'm here in Farranree in Cork City today, where I actually grew up in the 90s. I went to school around the corner in Scollísagan, but back then it was a different time. We used to get up in the morning in the summer. We used to get up early and we used to leave, and we used to go to the pier shigs, we used to head down the Boreens, and we used to be gone for the entire day. Right, that's not a reality in Ireland anymore. You know, kids in this area, they can't just wander around that will right anymore because of government policy.
A common theme amongst Derek's supporters is that they say he predicted everything that is now happening.
Well, as I said to you, boy, what you predicted is all there. It's too late. See the next of our own children stuck at home with their parents taking a mortgage or a house or nothing.
The more we drove around, the clearer it was to see that Derek Blighe wasn't just this popular social media presence, but is actually becoming a household name in Ireland for all his activism work over the last 2 years. But not only is he becoming a popular figure amongst the electorate, people appear to come to him now because he has a way of getting things done, and they no longer trust the mainstream political parties to do that themselves.
People know what's going on now, right?
Yes.
People know that something is seriously wrong. But people like yourself, you know, you've got your daughter there,
Yeah.
who has needs,
And
okay,
there's no services there.
and you hear stories about them paying millions of euros right, for Ukrainian pets,
Yes.
and people know right that something not right is happening,
Yeah.
and that's why they're flocking
Yeah.
to people like me.
It's terrible.
It is
of
terrible.
course,
It is terrible.
This is the most important time of the kids' lives, like 5 years up.
Your kids should be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a child,
Yeah.
you want
You want your
parents
happiness.
want right, their children to be happy, because kids shouldn't be worrying
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
stuff like this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Kids should just be focused on playing
Exactly. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's absolutely horrendous
It's terrible for them. Terrible.
what they're doing to our
Yeah.
children.
Yeah,
But
it's ridiculous. There's no services there. There's a big backlog.
Yeah.
Just everyone's sick of it now. Like.
Yeah. How long has your daughter been waiting for help? Like, what are the kind of things that she's been?
She needs OT. She needs speech and language. The help is not there, so now we have to pay ourselves out of our own pocket. Yeah, privately, and there's a backlog with that as well. 10 to 12 weeks, like. Yeah.
And what will that cost then? What will
100 a go for OT.
100 every time?
Yeah.
It's not easy, is it?
Oh, it's not. It's not like.
What's the most important issue for you when it comes to voting this election?
Services.
Yeah,
services.
Yeah, because your daughter needs services.
She
needs help.
Yeah, she does, and there's no help there.
Yeah. Well, if you vote for me and if I get elected, I promise I will go to war every single day for people like yourself.
Thanks, Leander. I appreciate that.
It was lovely talking to you, okay?
When I first heard Derek had gone with the party name Ireland First, I had my reservations. However, it seems to be resonating with your everyday voters on the street.
It was lovely talking to you.
And you too, Brian.
All the best. And listen,
don't worry. I seen the sign, I was only throwing something into the recycling bin. I said, Ireland First. I like that. That's what we need.
It makes sense though, doesn't it?
You know what I mean? Of course it does. We have to look after our own first, and on the streets there is terrible to see.
100%.
Terrible to see. 100%. And the rest of them are all housed. And I'm not going to be racist or any nationality. I don't mind people living. I have fantastic neighbours here. I couldn't ask for better. But we must look after our own people first.
Get your own house in order.
Get your own house in order and look after the rest if we can, because we're not a miserable country, we're a decent country, and a welcoming country. Kate meet fight and all that, you know what I mean? But look after our own first.
What's incredible to see with Derek's campaign is how much time and energy he puts into it. He doesn't have the staff a big party has, where there's people working specific roles to challenge an election. Having canvassed all day, I joined him on his 7 a.m. run to ask him about the challenges he faces.
So what would you say is the most tiring thing about canvassing for this election?
Probably trying to keep up with family life. Because you're out in the morning, knocking on people's doors. You're back in the evening, you're trying to spend some time with wife and kids. And just trying to get that balance. It's really, really tough. But the thing about it is that the bulk of the heavy canvassing is about 8 weeks. So look, it's 8 weeks that I lose out on family life for the most part, but hopefully it's worth it.
And would you say that the mileage you've put in has gone above and beyond other candidates? We've been around the entirety of Cork yesterday, and we see a lot of posters of other people, but we don't really hear much of. Well, from the doors we've been to, we've not heard much about other canvassers going to their houses and their neighbourhoods. Do you think?
Do you know when I started canvassing? Last summer. I started knocking on doors in Mitchellstown last summer. The thing that gets me is that most of these guys who are looking for your vote are coming out now, putting up posters now, they're knocking at your doors now. I've been doing this for 2 years. They're doing it because they want to get elected. I've been doing it for 2 years because I actually am passionate about this country and I'm passionate about change.
We're just on the way here to Clare. We have a lot of members in Clare, so we're heading up to meet some of them there today. The west of Ireland has been impacted hugely by European Union policy over the last few years. We've lost huge amounts of fishing ground. It's estimated that to date we've lost approximately 200 billion euro worth of fish, and that number is climbing all the time. So we're heading up to Clare today. We're going to go to Limerick and hopefully Kerry if we can squeeze it in. And you know, we're going to meet a lot of people in the west of Ireland, and we're going to speak to them about their concerns, and we're going to tell them about our party, Ireland First, and the plans that we have for the future and how we want to make their lives better.
I'm very busy, I'll take this.
Your country's in an awful lot of trouble. We need to save it. Have a look at that and shoot me a message if you... How you get on? Can I talk to you for 1 second? My name is Blighe. I'm running for European elections in June. I'm with a party called Ireland First. We believe in putting the Irish people first, right, in this country. What would you think about that for a change? Well, if we keep putting the same fellas in, we're going to keep getting the same result. Our party is Ireland First. It's Ireland comes first. And when this country is running the way it should be, then we can reach out and help the rest of the world. But we need to sort out our own home first.
Should have a look at your website.
Yeah, do.
Thanks
very much.
What I find truly astonishing is how widespread the support is for such a small and new party. Most parties have certain areas that are strongholds, yet it appears everywhere Derek goes, everyone is thinking the same thing. And that same thing is exactly what Ireland First are standing for.
For European elections in June. I'm with a party called Ireland First. We believe put the Irish people and the country first. We should come first in this country. Right? That doesn't say
Come first in this country.
Right? That we should neglect everyone else. We should take care of our own people and our own house first.
Correct.
And then we can try to fix the rest of the world.
And then we can fix the rest of the world.
Exactly. Yeah, because we're a welcoming country, aren't we?
Of course, we're too welcoming country.
Yeah.
Too welcoming.
But we've done our part.
We've done our part, we can't do no more.
We can't do no more.
No,
so
we
now
can't
we're
do no
talking about pausing the inflow, fix the country, and then we can resume.
And we can resume after that.
Exactly. You're like me, you think like myself.
Of course,
so
thank
look,
you,
I'm going to give you one of those. June 7th. The laws are already there. Right, they're just not being enforced. Because no politicians or no MEPs are calling it out at government level. Okay? I will.
How do you feel today, having canvassed along the west coast, about your chances?
Fantastic. The response has been unbelievable. You know, the people that know me, they know what I'm about. Okay, they support me. The ones who don't know me, once they hear my policies, they say, you know what, that makes sense. It makes sense, and you know, they're almost always supportive of it. So you know, the response has been great. You know, that's why I'm upbeat, because every corner I turn, right, there's good news. You know, it's fantastic. So, 100%. My name's Derek.
I know who you are.
You know who I am.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Martina.
Hi Martina, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you down in the store.
Get back in the fucking plane.
I won't be shooting anyone anyway, but yeah.
Nice to see you around.
No, listen, it's
Let's say we will appreciate it around there.
right. I was down here before. I
Yeah.
got a great response,
Yeah.
and I'm here today. It's been the same thing. There's no hostility whatsoever. You know,
They're
'cause
all-
people know
they're
my
all-
intentions.
Absolutely,
They're
yeah.
all
Yeah.
Keep up
Sinn
the
Féin
work.
around
Are you
here.
walking inside?
I am, yeah.
Can I give you a few just to pass
Absolutely,
around?
no problem at all then.
There's a few there for you, yeah?
They're all Sinn Féin around here.
My final day with Derek saw us travel to Carlow, a town negatively impacted by EU policy reform, where Derek came face to face with an opposing politician from Fianna Fáil who appeared to avoid certain questions. Apologies for the technical difficulties.
Do you think Irish people should get priority for housing in this country? Hold on a second there. See, it's a simple question. Wait there. Let me explain to you. Ukrainian refugees can have one house list. The The only people that can actually house refugees.
That's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you.
No.
Do you believe Irish people should get priority for
They
housing
are
in this
priority.
country? Are they
first on the
really?
list.
Are they really?
They are
should be first on the
priority.
list. So
They are.
There we go. There we go.
They are priority.
Yeah, so
They are
Fianna
priority.
Fáil are making them priority.
Do you actually know anything about housing?
100% I
What do
do.
you know?
100%. I know there's foreigners.
You know.
There's foreigners being put into council houses after short waits, a year, 18 months.
see the difference?
There's Irish people on the housing list for 15,
Well, I tell you,
16,
well, I tell you,
17, 18
well, I tell you,
years.
it's
And
all,
it's your
it's all,
party you're
hold on.
responsible for
It's
it.
all in your head.
It's all in my head. I
Well, I
see
tell you,
it.
no,
I see it at the doors.
It's just in your head.
Before heading back to England, there was one more town to visit, the town of Gorey in Wexford, where Ireland First appeared to be making great gains with the local council candidate, Darren McGovern. What Derek seems to have cleverly done is select popular local characters for the local elections, associating himself with people who have good credentials amongst their peers.
Say with the homeless,
The young.
we need to look after. If we can't mind our own,
Yeah.
if we can't mind our own citizens, well then we shouldn't be able to mind anyone else. We have to look after the Irish people first. No, well I mean, it's not a case of anti-immigration. It's anti-illegal immigration is where
My
I'm
wife
coming
is
from.
an immigrant.
I'm a returned
wife.
immigrant. My family are returned immigrants from Canada, and we weren't allowed to stay in Canada because my child was sick, and he was a drain on the health system, and we had to come home. So this is why I'm fighting for services locally. The problem is there's not enough. There's not enough, and the next generation need people like us. Hello, sweetheart.
How are you?
How are you? Hello.
What's your name? What's your name?
Hello, Lena.
Yeah?
How are you? Lovely hat.
Lovely eyes. Lovely eyes, lovely hair.
Lena, I'm fighting for you, Lena. I'm fighting for you. You don't know it yet, but I am, sweetheart.
Yeah. Lovely
Listen,
talking
thanks
to you.
very much, and thanks for taking the time to speak to us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi, Derek.
Hi,
How-
Tracy.
Hiya, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Thanks for
Derek,
coming
you'll
over
be
to
able-
say
The
hello.
only one that talks as it is. If,
Yeah.
if he can do it,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sick of listening to all
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah.
Will you be able to vote for Derek on the 7th of June too? Because he's
Yeah.
an
Why?
MEP candidate
Oh, is
for
he?
Ireland South.
I'm running
Oh,
for
are you?
European
Okay, I
elections
didn't
in the
know
south.
that.
So when you go to
Yeah.
the local ballot box and you're going to vote for me,
Yeah.
you'll be given 2 ballot papers, right?
Yeah.
One will be for the local elections,
Yeah.
and you'll have a number of candidates on that.
Yeah.
And the other one will be for the European elections,
Okay.
and you'll have a number of candidates on that.
Right. Okay. I'll do
So you
that.
can
then.
vote
Yeah,
number 1
brilliant.
Derek McGovern,
Yeah.
number 1 Derek Blighe,
Yeah.
and I'd advise you not to
I'm
put Anthony in any of the others,
No, I won't.
because
Yeah.
then
I
there'll be
am
no
sick of
transfers.
their shite.
Just when I thought a candidate couldn't be more popular, a fan of Derek's work beeped him on the motorway and was surprised when Derek invited him to pull over for a brief chat.
Oh, hey, boy, if I can help, I would, lad. Don't bother there.
Happy days. Listen, nice to meet you.
Good weather for you going around, lads.
That's it, boy.
Hey, get around. We'll see you soon.
Take it easy, Garvin. Good luck.
So as my time in Ireland draws to a close, having spent the last few days living with Derek, following his campaign across Cork, Ennis, Limerick, Kerry, Clare, the mood is the same across the entire south from what I've seen, and I'm genuinely surprised even now talking about it as to what I've seen. I've never seen a candidate this well liked with such little dislike at the grassroots level with ordinary everyday people as I have with Derek. Everywhere we've been, everywhere I followed him with the camera, people are coming out of their houses to talk to him. They all say very similar things about how he was right about things 2 years ago. Everything he said would happen is happening now. They're all noticing how he's the only one speaking up for them, telling the truth. It seems very clear to me that according to the Irish electorate, he is very much the people's champion, and if come this June he's not elected with a mass majority, I'll be very surprised, because everything we've seen here is very pro-Derek when it comes to everyone's single vote.